Zombie apocalypse.
Hello guys, welcome to my video. This is Eve's Pro Gaming. Shout out to all the people who subscribe and who are, who watches all the videos. I'm sorry if I'm not actually, not being able to create a video like this, guys. I'm just uploading some of the games that I've been playing. Actually not good with editing. That's why I'm like this, commenting about what are the things that we need to discuss. I'm not into editing. I'm really sorry. I hope you guys can definitely forgive me about that. So, anyways, the thing that we're gonna be talking about right now is about a position. Okay, so I noticed that most of the players who are actually playing Basketrio um, is is definitely focusing into one player, putting all the skills, the stats, the cards, all that. But in fact, they are actually using a not good player. What I mean by this one. So for this, what I mean is, for example, you are a point guard. Okay, you are a point guard, but the passive of your point guard is not that good. Okay, you should rather pick another point guard instead. But what you did is you you put all your efforts into this specific point guard, and then you realized once you became a pro that your point guard's passive is not really good, and that could really, it's such a waste of time. That is the thing that we're going to be talking about right now. We're going to be talking about what is the best position, or what is the best contract if you're going to be playing a point guard. So let's start. Okay, so let's see. Okay, point guard. So there are we're not going to be talking about players who has a rating of 150 and below, because they don't have any passives. So we're gonna be skipping, and we'll jump to the players who has a 300 rating. So first is Arthur. Arthur is actually one of my favorite point guards. I have a friend who uses this for quite some time, and it's really good. It has a good, or a great chance of stealing. As you can see, guys, let me read. Okay, slightly increases interception, steal rate against player with special status, something like double dribble, fake shot, and holding the ball. So Arthur's passive triggers whenever that someone is actually doing some dribbles, combo drives, and that includes holding the ball. So if you're gonna be noticing, guys, if you are defending, for example, if you are defending and you are actually pressing the face up button, if you're defending something like that, you will expand your arms from left to right. I think that you know what I'm talking about. And then suddenly the player that you're defending got bumped into you. Okay, like a stumble, something like that. It's not that much, but it's a stumble. If that happens, guys, there's a higher chance that you can steal your opponent's ball. And if you are actually using Arthur's passive is really perfect in that kind of situation. Not only that, that includes double dribble, fake shot. If you're gonna be faking, guys, like a fake shot, there's a higher chance as well that the defender will steal the ball. Okay, or can steal the ball, or might steal the ball, whatever. Arthur is actually best. Arthur is one of the defender type, I guess, or I can say. You can actually put run as max, max the run, max the steal, and then put some staminas. Don't put pass, okay? Don't put pass into point guards. The skill that you are putting in your specific point guard players has already has this pass speed, something like that, interception rate, it makes the interception rate low, something like that. I think you know what I mean. Past that, it's just a waste of stat. So put it on the middle shot or 3-point shot if you wanted to take some trees. So yeah, let's see the next one. Okay, Heiji. Heiji, actually, if you're gonna be asking me, since I don't have any point guards, right? And if I'll be starting to create one, Heiji is actually the one that I'll be picking. Since Heiji's kind of play is different from Arthur. If you're gonna be playing with Heiji, as you can see, guys, the passive is layup dunk range. So there's an additional or slightly additional on the range of your layup or dunk. Okay? That means that if you're a point guard and you are the type who ball handles, okay, you are actually the playmaker. Something like if you actually watched some of my videos about shooting guards who dash, something like the center will screen, and then the shooting guard will run to the 3-point line, and then point guard will pass for an open three. So Heiji is actually the best for that. If the dash play didn't work, Heiji can definitely put it into the basket, since he has a long layup or a long dunk range, and center can definitely, or center will have a hard time anticipating if what you are about to do, since you are far from the basket, and then suddenly you will go for a layup or a dunk. And what I could suggest, guys, if you're gonna be using Heiji, okay, this is for my opinion. Max your block, okay? If I'll be creating a point guard, I'll be focusing on block, okay? Still, yeah, still is good, but that is depending if your passive has this thing that coordinates, okay? If your passive coordinates with your stats, so as you can see, guys, Heiji's passive do not coordinate with the steal. It's more of the layup range and dunk. So you could definitely choose between steal or block. But what I could suggest is block. And then once you are a point guard who has a block, I mean, who has a block stat, and you have this middle interrupt, and on your card as well for your club skills, you have a high middle interrupt. Small forwards will be having a hard time shooting the ball even if you haven't blocked the shot. Okay, you know what I mean? Even if the small forward has a wide open, as long as you're there in his radar, or this imaginary circle inside him or beside him, the shot can miss, if you know what I mean. Okay, some of the players actually experience that they're wide open and it still misses. That is because the defender has this middle interrupt. Okay, take a note. So okay, next one is Jessica. Okay, Jessica is one of the point guards that I've seen a lot in the game. I really don't know why. I'm really not a fan of Jessica. As you can see, guys, stay in opponent's interruption zone for 1 second to slightly increase interception or steal rate for 5 seconds. So for example, guys, you are a point guard using Jessica, and you are defending a small forward who is making some dribbles, and you are staying right in front of them, or this is small forward, for a second. It will definitely increase your steal rate. Okay, that is good. Okay, for 5 seconds, that is good. But it's not really good as Arthur. Okay, Arthur's passive triggers whatever the thing small forward is doing. You don't have to stay on the interception. You don't have to or interruption spot just to trigger the passive. Arthur's passive will trigger, you know, if the small forward starts to dribble, and we know small forwards has this dribble, combo, drive, whatever, um, and especially holding the ball, guys. If you are defending, and this is small forward is just walking and trying to place himself into some place where he can get an open shot. Holding the ball, you can take a steal or try to steal, and Arthur's passive will trigger, if you know what I mean. Oh, where did we go? Okay. So, Sophia, I think we'll be skipping Sophia since Sophia's passive is same as Arthur. So if you're gonna be a defender type, who has a steal, who focuses more on steal, pick Sophia. Okay. If you have a 900 contract shards for your starter, choose Arthur. So next one is Victor. So Victor has the same passive as Jessica. So I'm not really a fan of Jessica. Like what I mentioned, you can stay on the interruption spot for like a second, and then you will have the steal rate slightly increased for 5 seconds. So you have to do something first. Okay, next one, Frank. Okay, Frank is actually one of the best point guards for me. As you can see, guys, fairly increased layup, dunk range, and contact for 3 to 5 seconds after using a dash. Okay, so what the passive means, guys, is, as you can see, one of the buttons there is dash, right beside the shoot, or on top of the shoot. If you're going to be using that, you will have an increase or a fairly increase in your layup or dunk range on your specific player, or Frank, let's say. Just like what I mentioned earlier, Frank's passive doesn't coordinate with any steals or blocks, so it's really up to you. What are you gonna be focusing for? Just like what I mentioned, if I'll be a point guard, I'll be focusing more on blocks instead, and then put some middle, or put some what I mean by this one, put all your club skills or cards into middle interrupt. PG defender is a really good one. Defending your opponent can really give you the win, because it might give you rebounds and more possessions or ball possessions. So Frank can definitely pass the ball, since he is a point guard. That is a given. He can dunk, he can lay up, especially he can block if you wanted to. So put middle interrupt, and you're good to go. So lastly is Lumi. Not really a fan of Lumi in here. So you can see, guys, this pass speed right here is not really an addition for me, since some of the skills of point guard already has this, like the direct pass has the additional pass speed. So point guard has a bullet pass already. So I think this one doesn't really add much for me. Passive or talent is really the one that you need to focus on. So as you can see, stay on opponent interruption zone for 1 second to slightly increase interception. Even if this Lumi is a legendary one, still the word slightly is there. It should be fairly. This is so unfair. Okay, so the bottom line for this one is this, okay? If you're gonna be starting a point guard and the focus is more on steal, you're defending, choose Arthur, okay? Choose Arthur, and then afterwards, if you wanted to continue being a point guard, choose Sophia for an upgrade. Okay, if that you if you are the kind of player that I'm talking about, more on steal, who never holds the ball that much, so choose Arthur and then Sophia. So if you're the type of point guard like me, just in case, choose Heiji. So who the one who ball handles, the playmaker. So he will pass the ball if shooting guard is open, or when whoever is open, he will Heiji will pressure the Heiji will pressure the inside and then pass to the outside. If ever that he pressure inside and then the center goes outside, can definitely do a layup or a dunk, since he has this slightly increase on layup dunk range, if you know what I mean. And you can definitely add a block on him. He can really be a good defender. So and if you're gonna be upgrading, if you wanted to continue being that kind of player, the one who blocks the ball, playmaker type of style, choose Frank. Okay, Frank is actually the best point guard for me. First of all, since he is a legendary one, he has the advantage. And take note, it's the passive word there is fairly. It's not slightly. So if you're gonna be asking me what's the equivalent of slightly and fairly, I think slightly runs from 30% to 40%, and then fairly goes from 60 to 65, I think. Yeah, 70 is really high. So 50 to 60, I guess. There's a 20% difference, we can say. So let's delete that. So Lumi is not really good. Yeah, I'm not really a fan of Lumi. Jessica, as well for Victor. Not really a fan of that passive. Okay, so that is the thing that I could add. Okay, maybe oh, it's 17 minutes. So I think we have to end this video right now. Next video will be for shooting guards, small forwards, power forwards, and then center guys. Okay, we'll be creating this. Hope I could finish this. Hope I could finish this video so that all of you can benefit. Whoever you are or what positions you are, you're gonna be playing with. So again, this is Ibs Pro Gaming, guys. Shout out to you all. Thanks so much for subscribing and putting all the efforts just by watching me. And again, yeah, I'm really busy, by the way. As you can see, that our rank is 84. I'm actually doing some YouTube, and I actually have this Smurf account, who I'm very lucky. I was able to draw a legendary contract, so I picked or I chose MZ as a small forward. We're going to be using that sooner. So again, guys, thank you for watching. Hope this one helps. See you in my next video. Peace.